Hello, this is me doing some of my makeup for a contest. I don't really know how to do this, so getting right into it. Here I am gluing down my eyebrow to make sure no liquid latex pulls out the hair that I will be using. Just spooling it out, make sure it all sits flat. And here's my Sin Wax that I use. My minor inconvenience was it wasn't sticking, so I'm using some liquid latex to make a sticky base and make sure the Sin Wax will start to stick to my face better. So that's what I'm doing right here. Just using a little cotton sponge and a little bit from the cap since I didn't have a cup, but there's the liquid latex. You can get it from like any Halloween store or Amazon. Here I am rolling up the Sin Wax, as you can see, and I'm just gonna put that right where I just put the liquid latex. At this point, I'm going to put some coconut oil on my fingers to help smooth out the edges and blend it in with my skin. Here I finally learned that maybe I should move closer to the camera so you guys can see what I'm doing. Like I said, this is like one of my first times ever recording a video. Didn't really know where to sit or where to look. I get a little better throughout the video, I'd like to say, but no promises there. But now I'm just kind of pinching the edges, making sure they look flat and like blended as if it was like an open wound. Now I'm gonna dry off my hands with a rag and do a weird dance because that's what I do best. Then I'm showing you, this is my spatula one that I got off Amazon, and I'm putting it in the coconut oil to make sure it doesn't stick. And then I'm going to use that to help the Sin Wax even melt into my face even more and help maybe blend it out. And as you can see, it's kind of lifting and everything, so it's not doing the best job, I guess. But you'll see later I actually rub off most of the coconut oil and go with the dry spatula and just go back over and help take some of that extra oil down to make sure it blends and sticks to my face well and not lifts up at the edges. While watching this back, I kind of wanted to scream at myself to like move the mirror to like figure it out, but at least I'm kind of showing what I'm doing, but I'm still kind of just blending the edges with that spatula, making sure it all blends nicely and looks nice. Here I am going back in with my finger to help just blend it all out, make less of like the scratchy marks that come from the spatula, just helping it all look more smooth like actual skin. Don't ask me what I did there with the little like presenting myself. Here I dropped some of my Sinwax into my latex, and that's why the end of it looks all white, and I put it down because I didn't know what I was going to do with it. But I ended up using it anyways because it didn't really get infected with anything. It just got a little sticky. Anyways, here you can see me kind of repeating the process on my forehead to show another almost like crack into the soul of like showing your true colors, even if you don't fully show them, which will be more, I don't know what kind of word I'm looking for. You'll like figure that out more when I actually put like the color in and show kind of everything I was going for here. Here you can finally see I figured out that if I scooch close to the camera, you can see what I'm doing better. So here I am with the oiled up spatula so it won't stick to the Sinwax to help blend it out. I also figured out at this point that it was a little too harsh to do on my eyelids, so I will go back over that with my finger to help blend it out more than just the spatula. But yeah, it did pretty well on the rest of it, and still pretty much repeating what I did on my little chin area, my chin jawline area, and I will do the same thing on my cheek as you will see later. This is just kind of showing a little crack I tried making to like show more of like cracked skin as you're seeing inside of someone. And then I just took a little bit of liquid latex and went around hoping it would stick better and wouldn't just fall off. So this isn't really necessary, but if you would do it, watch out for like your hair or your eyebrows. As you could see up by my forehead, I just didn't do it up there to make sure it stayed out of my eyes and everything. Also be careful with your eyes. If makes your eyes like water or something, that's just your body saying don't put that there. So be careful. Now to help eliminate some of that shine and blend it in, I'm going to use some loose face powder by Airspun Original Formula. Just the honey beige powder to help just get rid of some of that shine. I don't know the name of any of my brushes, so I won't even try to guess. This rainbow brush that looks like a unicorn horn that I'm using right now is from Walmart, I'm guessing. I got it for Christmas one year, so I'm not for sure. Here I'm going to get my foundation, which is Revlon Cover Stay 24 hours, 150, well, color 150 buff combination. It's for combination oily skin, and it's a matte finish. And I really like this one. My friend said I should try it out. It's a little too pale for me at the moment because I've been out in the sun way too much. But my powdering helps that a little more. And though my lighting looks really bad, it probably will not look that way. But the photos at the end, not the camera, the photos at the end kind of show that it all blends together and it doesn't look as bad as it comes out. Like here you'll see it's quite yellow on my skin, but it doesn't look that way in person. I think it's just my lighting because I kind of had a very poor done thing because I don't have a lot of money. So just kind of did what I had to do here, which isn't horrible. I mean, no one needs a lot of good stuff to make good quality things. So yeah, it's going to look a little rough, but I promise it looks better in person. Just gotta work on lighting for more videos. Here I am getting some of my concealers. This is my Maybelline Concealer Eraser Instant Age Rewind, and it's shade 110 Fair called Claire. This is my Wet n Wild Concealer Makeup Stick, which is cruelty free, by the way. It's great. It's shade 807. Follow your brisket. Don't bash me too hard if I say things wrong. Here I am getting into my Bruise 505B makeup palette by Meheron. I don't know. I can't say things well. Shade Bloody Rose, and I'm just using my finger. I don't usually do this, but I thought this would help more like scatter it out and make sure it blends in with my face more than a brush. So I decided to use my finger, and I'm just taking the red, and I'm going to do this all on my Sin Wax, and like you can see, I'm blending it into my skin as well to help create that illusion that it is my skin. Next, you're going to see me dip into my Burnt Maroon shade, and that's just going to help. It's kind of a brownish color, so I thought that'd help like just look more dirty and just help. Next, I'm dipping in with a different finger the Maize Yellow to help more of a skin tone, maybe like an infection kind of look. And he has a really stupid face because I was about to sneeze. I don't think I did sneeze. Maybe I did. Bless you, me. Good job. Okay, so getting into the beauty side of this, I'm going to use my e.l.f. brow pencil. That is shade 21721, which says to pay. Sure, but I'm not going to fill my brows in too much. It's really not paying attention to the beauty side of things, just trying to look natural, all that good stuff. So you can see I go back and forth between the little spoolie and the actual pencil part of it. Next, I'm going back in with the Maybelline concealer, and I'm just kind of helping blend my face to help show colors more. For eyeshadow, I'm going to use Violet Voss. It's palette, the Berry Burst, that is fun size. Then just with a small fluffy brush, I'm going to take the second shade from the darkest and just kind of a natural shade. Like I said, colors look really weird on this, so it didn't look that dark in person. It looked like a nice bronzy color. And then I went in with the dark brown to help deepen the crease up, which ended up being way more than I actually needed to do. And so I go back between these two colors a lot. For my lid, I did not the lightest one, but the second to lightest one. That's kind of not the white that's in the palette, but right next to it. So top row, the second one on the top row from the left. Next, I'm taking my black eyeliner. That is also from e.l.f. That is No Budge retractable liner. Here I am. This is my eyelash glue, which is just by Duo, which was just something real easy. It's clear. That's kind of it. All about it. And you'll kind of see me. It's kind of torturous watching me put on these eyelashes, but that's what I'm doing right now. And I'm using a little not Q-tip. I'm using tweezers to help me put it there. And here I'm going to get in everyone's personal space because I was seeing if they looked all right. And then I guess I forgot that I still had powder on my face. So instead of putting the other eyelash on, I decided I should wipe that powder off. So here I am wiping the loose powder off my face, kind of blending in, kind of, oh, I made a horrible face there. What was I doing? Here I am trying to help the lashes go up more as they dried instead of just being like straight out. But yeah, kind of still going over brush and everything. Here I am looking for my other eyelash that I soon realize is for the other eye. I had two of the same kind, and I will realize that in about 3 seconds here. Yep, there it is. I realized, and now I had to turn off the camera and try to find the other lash. Approximately after what felt like 6 hours, I finally finished putting this on. Move on to my eyeliner, which is by Maybelline, the Color Soul Volume Express. which is shade S702, which is just black. And once again, I'm messing with my eyelashes here because I could not get them to stay correctly. But here I am going back, doing top and bottom lashes, just quickly going through them, making sure they look nice and blend together. Next, I'm going to go in with a contouring, which isn't really contour. It's a 360 Mocha Powder by Maybelline Fit Me. It was my friend's, and she gave it to me, and it's dark enough to be contouring. So my cheapness was like, yeah, I'll use it as contouring. Like I said, coloring's really off for my lighting, but this looked better, and it will look better in pictures, I promise. Here I'm trying to use that way too big of a fluffy brush to do some blush. I realize it's doing absolutely nothing, and therefore I changed to a different brush, not a different blush. But the blush I am using, the CoverGirl Cheekers, and it doesn't say a shade name on it.
The powder is CoverGirl 135 Medium Light.
This is my Vibes palette. As you can see, I'm going to use a fluffy brush with Fanny Pack as my red at the top. And you will see I use the color Awesome to try to help blend an orange and a red. And it doesn't work very well because it's not a very good blending color like I thought. Here I am going in with the Awesome, and it didn't work. The orange I used is Leg Warmers, as you can see I'm applying right now. Just going back in, trying to blend it all out, make it look better. It was not getting there though. Next, I'm going on with Neon, and then after is the Aerobotics. After that, you can see I'm going in with Jellies as my blue, and then Radical as my purple. And pink did not fit in this thanks to my mess up at the top.
Next, I use by ColourPop. These next palettes are all by ColourPop. And this is the main squeeze one.
And you can see I'm getting my tinier brush.
Just looking for it. It's just a little pink brush. It's from a set I got from Amazon. And
I'm using color Big Gulp.
so I end up not using the Vibes palette anymore for the rest of the makeup just because I didn't think it looked as good as these palettes did. So I ended up just using the tiny brush and the little bit of a bigger brush and just going over them all and using these. For this one and the one on my forehead, I do a striped palette pattern. And the one on the top actually has the boombox from the Vibes palette for pink since I couldn't fit it here.
Next, I go in with the Orange You Glad, and I'm using the shade Mimosa Mamiya. You'll see with this one, it turns out I have a big thing of orange in the middle. So here I am just doing the normal Mimosa Mamiya, and then I did use a little bit of the Sunkissed from the Orange You Glad palette to help just bring out some orange, you know. Next is the yellow palette from ColourPop called Honey, which I'm dipping into the color Sweet Spot, and I'm just applying it once again with a little tiny brush that I'm cleaning in between. It's not just a little. And then I use the Oh Behave from the bottom to help darken it up and look a little more yellow, since it wasn't coming out as I expected. Next is Just My Luck with shade Kiss My Hass. Going in with the yellow, trying to clean up that little smudge of green I got in it. This is the Blue Moon palette, and I'm using color Fine China. As I'm going back into orange because it looked like it wasn't covering everything up. Next, I'm using It's My Pleasure, which is the purple palette from this whole set, and I'm using color Fan Fiction. Here you totally can't see, but I show you I go in with the shade Sleeper to darken up the purple. Then as you can see, I'm using the same exact colors as in the first one, minus actually using the Vibes palette, and just doing a polka dot pattern down here with all the different colors of the rainbow. Up here, I do once again the stripe pattern like I did the first time, and this time I use the pink from the Vibes palette, which actually turned out very nicely. Here you can see me taking my yellow ColourPop palette and the middle color Palooza, I guess. It just shows some shimmery of almost like the rainbow is like leaking out of these cuts, because this whole makeup look is kind of representing a closeted gay person who's maybe a little too scared to come out for whatever reason. And so it's kind of showing that inside they feel some type of way, but they're like hiding it. And this is showing it kind of spreading out. Next, you saw me dip into the green palette, Just My Luck, and shade Mary Jane to help some of the green, just help show some more color. Lastly, I'm taking my orange palette back out and using shade Clementine and just my finger to do a sparkly little orange shimmery color to add more of the rainbow effect. Next, with a nice little fluffy brush, I'm going to do my highlighter, which is Rosé Bad Habit Highlight Collection. Using shade hashtag all day, I do all my little highlight spots. Here I'm taking a matte liquid lipstick, Dragon, and it's shade 01, and I'm just applying this to my lips. I thought it looked a little too of a clean color, so I went in with the Kat Von D Vampiria. And then I finished the look with some e.l.f. setting spray that has a matte finish to it. And thank you all for watching this video.